I don't know. It's kind of weird. It was like a turning point from when I was listening to music and being kind of still being a kid to starting to grow up.
Hi, welcome to the guest list with Patrick Hicks. Today I am joined by Barry Enderwick, who you might know better as Sandwiches of History. Barry, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
Are you okay with being referred to as Sandwiches of History? Like, do you get recognized on the
Yeah,
street?
in
Like,
fact,
it's
when
sandwiches.
I I do get recognized in the street, not a lot, but once in a while, and it's always are you Sandwiches of History? No one ever says, "Are you Barry from Sandwiches of History?" So it's totally fine. Yeah.
Has anybody ever said, "Are you Barry from In the Chips with Barry?"
No, no one has recognized me from In the Chips with Barry, which is that whole thing is weird because I have far fewer followers on all of the social media accounts for that, yet people relentlessly send me chips to review. And the engagement on there is terrible. The comments are few and far between, but somehow people always send in chips, and I appreciate it. But it's like, oh, okay. I'm not sure I understand how this dynamic is working, but it's working. So let's keep
Yeah.
chugging along.
So if people are not familiar, kind of your main channel is Sandwiches of History, where you go through old recipe books, finding recipes for sandwiches. Sometimes viewers send in weird,
Hmm.
family history sandwiches, and you make it, and you
Yep.
try it, you rate it. But then you also have kind of an empire of, you have chip reviews, you have turning chips into sandwiches. I think there's an ice cream one
Yeah.
too. I haven't seen that one in a while.
There is, yeah. It's primarily on Instagram. It's Barry's Ice Cream O'Clock, and where I try to kind of come up with I come up with these ideas for ice cream flavors that I want to try, and some are good and some don't turn out well. But I'll like a peanut butter gochujang turned out
Mm,
quite well. Um,
yeah.
Thanksgiving stuffing version worked well. It was a butter ice cream that was infused with the seasonings and flavorings of stuffing with little breadcrumbs that have been toasted in butter. And that
Mm,
was quite good. So it's just
yeah.
that's
Let's try
that's kind
that.
of goofy. And then I've got Barry's Cooking Again, which is just where I try recipes that I've saved off TikTok, Instagram, that kind of thing that I want to try. I want to see how they do. And then of course, yeah, In the Chips with Barry and Craft Beer Barry, but that one's not as active as it used to be, where I review craft beers.
So how did you get into all this, into all these different channels and all these different food shows? What started all that?
The In the Chips is the first thing that started it. I was leaving reviews for chips from around the world on Facebook for friends and family because I always got that locked down just for friends and family. And it was just a picture and words. And my friend Adam said, "Hey, you should start a vlog." And I'm like, "Oh, I've never done that. Yeah, I'll try that." So I started a vlog on YouTube, and it was me sitting at a table with poor audio, rambling for 2 minutes, and it wasn't good. But around that time, I'd started playing around with Instagram, and I thought, well, I could do it on Instagram. Instagram had this restriction. You could only have 60 seconds of video on your wall.
Hmm.
And that made me cut out the ums, ahs, everything else, and it made it kind of funny. And so that got traction, and I started just kept doing that. And then that same friend, Adam, sent me a PDF of the up-to-date sandwich book. And I'm like, well, this would be kind of interesting to do on social media. Yeah, I'll make the sandwiches. And then I started making them, and some were awful. Some were actually quite good. Most were in this gray area where it's like, if you just added a thing or two, we might want to make this again. And that's where the plus up was born. It was like,
Right.
can I drag this sandwich recipe that's kind of okay into something that we'd want to eat today?
I admire your ability to eat some of these sandwiches. And you eat a lot of like sardines and a lot of w weird foods, Vegemite is stuff I would not try, especially if
Yeah.
I was going to eat this every day for my lunch. I'm assuming because part of the thing is, will I finish this or will I not? So I'm assuming you're eating sandwiches for lunch like almost every day.
That is correct. When I first started doing this, I actually started it on Instagram and it didn't really do well because I couldn't hew to the 60-second rule. And
Hmm.
so I would post a picture and then do the making of stuff in stories. Well, stories disappear after 24 hours. No one was into it. Didn't go well. TikTok comes along. I download those stories, stitch them back together, and throw them up with no additional production value, and they take off like crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the thing. So
The beauty of
decide I'm
TikTok.
going to start doing this. I want to do this experiment where I post a video every single day at noon, because I think consistency and persistence might actually pay off. And I want to do it at noon so that it's my lunch. It's not hugely disruptive. I make a sandwich one day. The next morning over coffee, I edit it and stage it, and boom. And that's where it began. It's
Yeah.
gotten a little more complicated than that now.
Yeah, I mean, consistency is definitely key to TikTok. It's like you start seeing the
Yeah.
same thing over and over, and maybe you scroll on the first time, and then you're like, all right, this guy's eating sandwiches every day. Let me get into it. And then you're so
Yeah.
consistent and you have such a formula that it's very addictive to watch. And you're like, okay, I know he's going to make it. What's he going to plus it up with? What's he going to rate it?
Well,
It's,
thank you. Yeah.
yeah, you got a
I
good
didn't I
formula.
didn't I didn't try to become formulaic. But yeah, no, it's definitely, and I try to not belabor it. I try not to like do the thing where, some content creators might stretch it out a little bit more. And it's just like, I'm just making a sandwich. We're gonna see if we can make it better. There's your 2 minutes of sanity in the day. Have fun.
Yeah. I mean, I do love it too because in so many online recipes. I mean, it's such a cliche at this point. You're trying to find the recipe, and it's like the whole story of this person's life before you get to like the thing. And you're just very straight to the point.
SEO.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, the recipe pages now they have the jump to recipe, which is great. But I understand why they put all that stuff in there. It's for SEO. They want to get as many
Right.
views and maximize their advertising dollars. But it's very frustrating, and it's it like you, for instance, when you do your videos, you draw them in a way that's just like I need to keep listening. I just need to keep listening because wait, what's next? What's next? And it's really just excellent. It's really well done. I love them.
Thank
But I
you.
see some folks who come on there and be like, well, here's the thing, and they're just filling. They're just putting in filling so that they can
Right.
stretch the video, and that kind of stuff irritates me. If
Yeah.
someone's a good storyteller, I'm in.
Yeah. No, I definitely like I try to like sometimes when you watch these old behind the musics like I do for research and I love that show. I grew up on it. But man,
I
there's so
do
much
too.
filler and it's so much and it's built around commercials. So it's like we're gonna
Yep.
tease what's happening after the commercial. We're gonna recap when we get back, and it's like this could be 5 minutes long if you cut all this stuff out.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
amazing. All the shows are like that. Like if you ever watch a show on HGTV, it's like, here's where we are, what we just went over before we left for the commercial break. It's like I don't need to see that. We just saw it before the commercial break, but here we are.
Right.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of cooking, I'm starting to watch MasterChef Junior with my kids. I have two daughters, and they're kind of getting into cooking shows, so we're doing MasterChef Junior. And yeah, they just are
Nice.
not used to a world of commercials. They're like, why do they keep showing me the thing that I just saw? Why do they keep telling me what I'm gonna see? Just show me the show. I was like, you guys
That
don't
is
even know the world of network
yeah,
TV.
but it's the correct reaction. I'm very happy that that's the reaction because that should be the reaction.
Yeah. So let's get into building this playlist a little bit. Where did you grow up?
Um, I was born in Columbus, Ohio, did 6 years there, did 6 years in Virginia Beach, but the bulk of my time was spent in and around San Diego, California.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
So what is a song that
uh,
reminds you of your childhood?
oh boy, a song that well, which part of my childhood?
Any
I think
part, yeah,
that's
you
the
can
big
pick.
question.
Yeah.
I think, well, the first 45 I ever bought was the Hotline, or it's Hotline by the Silvers. It was a
Hmm.
disco song. I was in
Okay.
elementary school. So,
I don't know if I know that song. Were you big into disco as a kid?
yeah, I mean, I liked all like the melodic pop songs, ABBA, disco. Like, I mean, it feels like of all the kinds of music that are out there, that is specifically the style of music that a kid could get into, that
Hmm.
an adult version of music that a kid could get into, right? The easy hooks, easy beats, flashy horns, just fun.
So after kind of that first 45 and the music you listened to as a kid, as you got older, like teenage years, what kind of music did you get into?
I got into, which might sound cliche, but Depeche Mode. I got into them really early, Speak and Spell, and was just hooked. I didn't love everything they've ever done, but I would buy it and I would listen to it. And then The Clash is probably my favorite band of all time because I really loved how they evolved. They didn't just put out the same album with a different sound or slightly different sound. It was like, now we're doing dub. Now we've got rap involved. We've got, oh, here's Allen Ginsberg. Like what? So I thought that was fantastic. Of course, they imploded under their own weight, but so I mean that would be my high school years, and then we get into college, where I was a college radio DJ.
Oh,
Um,
really?
at, yeah, at San Diego State, which is kind of funny because in order to get it, you have to split your cable in off your TV out of the wall into on attach it to your stereo, or live in the dorms and it would come through the electrical pulse. You
Mm.
plug in your radio and it would come in through that. So not a big audience, but it was the friends I made there, I still have to this day. The exposure to all these different kinds of bands and experiences was just insane.
Oh, how cool. Did you ever play music? Like in a band or anything?
Um, I have a guitar. I would not say that I know how to play it very well. And I performed on stage exactly once, playing bass, having never played bass before. It was my friend had put together, who was also a DJ, put together a nightclub act for a nightclub that was happening in San Diego called Play School, and it was at the San Diego Sports Arena, and we were in the downstairs lounge, and we played Mac the Knife very poorly.
All right, speaking of being on stage, what is a song from a live concert that stands out to you?
Any of the songs from the first album of by Rage Against the Machine, I saw them play live in support of that album down in Tijuana of all places.
Oh,
And
wow.
I've never seen a crowd go so insane. Um, especially for, it's like F you, I won't do what you tell me. Like the whole place was just crazy. And it was so for me, that was like, what is this live music? I mean, I loved live music. I would go to concerts all the time. I remember saw Public Enemy and UTFO, and it was like Salt and Pepper, and it was like all these great things. But that Rage Against the Machine was just like it felt different.
Yeah. What year was
Yeah.
that? Do you remember?
I want to say
Early on?
93, October
Hmm.
15th, 1993. We played
Nice.
at
Yeah.
Iguanas in Tijuana.
That's
It
so
was,
cool.
yeah, yeah, it
Yeah. I
was
saw
pretty
them
awesome.
in 1995. It was my first ever mosh pit, was a Rage mosh pit, and I was scared out of my mind. I was like
Yeah,
12.
I was not in the mosh pit. Although at a certain point, the whole thing became a mosh pit. It was just so, it was wild.
Yeah.
So,
What is a song you associate with a certain activity? It's like your workout song, your driving song, sandwich making song.
it's funny. I don't actually listen to music while I'm making sandwiches because, I'm talking on camera. What song do I associate with a certain activity? Uh, I guess Ministry Burning Inside while running.
All right. That's an interesting choice. He's like industrial music while you run.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I actually don't listen to music while I run, just because I don't. I, I I use my run typically to kind of come up with ideas. I just go into autopilot.
Hmm.
But if I'm needing a little boost, I just remember that song and that'll get me going because that has a really, really good driving beat.
Yeah. All right. What is a song that gets you emotional?
I don't know, probably Pat Benatar, We Belong,
Hmm. Any particular reason? Any
which
association
is a
with it?
strange follow, which is a strange follow up to Ministries Burning Inside, but here we are. No, no, just the way I feel when I hear it.
What is a song you associate with a milestone in your life?
Oh, I would say, should I stay or should I go? Um, and the reason for that is I learned about the Clash from a guy who I was in Japan as an exchange student for about a week and a half in the summer. I'd saved up money for my paper route. My Spanish teacher had arranged for us to host a person from Japan, a guy from Japan, the year before. And then this time it was like, hey, do you want to go? And I said, yeah, absolutely. So I'm in Japan with a bunch of people from my Spanish class. And there's one other person that's not affiliated with our school that's there named Lance Kawamoto, and he lived in LA, and he turned me on to combat rock, and it was for me, it was like, this is eye-opening. Like this is something like completely different, and I just absolutely fell in love with should I stay or should I go? And so that got me out of I don't know, it's kind of weird. It was like a turning point from when I was listening to music and being kind of still being a kid to starting to grow up. I don't know. And for some reason
Yeah.
that album and that song in particular just reminds me of that era.
Did you ever stay in touch with that guy?
I did not. I'm terrible at staying in touch, and I hope he's watching or listening and gets in touch or says something. But yeah, he was so much fun to hang out with in Japan, and but yeah, we did not stay in touch, unfortunately.
What about what is a song with some of your favorite lyrics?
So it's funny when I listen to music, I'm a song melody tune first.
Hmm.
The lyrics. I don't want to say the lyrics don't count, but they're not as important to me immediately. So lyrics are a little bit lower. Um, I do like the lyrics of I can't remember his name, but Pulp,
Oh, Travis Cocker, yeah.
the lead singer of Pulp. Yeah, yeah, Jarvis Cocker. That's it. Because the way he tells stories, the way he uses his turns of phrase is it's amazing and it's brilliant. So I like his songs for their lyrics, but yeah, I don't know. Specific song that like lyrically hits me is yeah, I don't know. I don't have a
Yeah.
good answer for that. I'm sorry.
I mean, Jarvis Cocker's a great one. Have you heard their new album that came out
Yeah,
this year?
I have not, and I am woefully behind on listening to this stuff because I've been too busy
Yeah,
with touring and that kind of junk.
sure. Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I had low
Yeah.
expectations. It surprised me. It's good.
Okay, that's good because I too have low expectations, which is why I haven't listened to it yet because I'm like, I don't want it to be like a this is terrible, why'd they do it sort of thing.
Yeah. Tell me about the touring. Where are you touring?
Well, we just wrapped up Sandwiches of History Live. Let's see, we went to where did we go? We started off Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, Brooklyn, San Francisco. Then we did Chicago, Boston. Um, we did Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Cincinnati, um, Nash, Houston, Dallas, Atlanta, and then we did Nashville, Washington D.C., Austin, Texas, Denver, Las Vegas, Minneapolis, and Tempe, Arizona.
Wow.
It was a
That's a
lot.
big tour.
Yeah, and we did it over the past year. It was stretched out from here and there
Yeah.
because I had to do my day job in between. There were those holidays in between. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to meet folks in real life that you only talk to in comments or DMs.
Yeah.
And it's got me planning a different kind of tour for next year, hopefully. So
Do you think you're at the point anytime soon when you can quit your day job and do this full time?
not yet. Because like right now, the only money that comes in is from platform fees, like creator funds,
Hmm.
ad revenue from YouTube and merch, and maybe the book. But the book is not a money making thing. The tour was not a money making thing. It actually cost me money a little bit to do the tour just because of the way we did it.
Yeah.
Um, so at this point, no. I would love for that to be the case. I would love to make this into the full time, and I've got ideas on how to do that for next year. If the world doesn't completely implode, um, which,
It's just a possibility. Yeah.
yeah, I was just saying, I don't know what the Vegas odds are on it, but not great. But yeah, no, I do. I'm working on ideas, but at this point, they're just ideas. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It is funny when people say, "I wish I had your job." I'm like, hang on. You would not be able to pay your bills if you had this job.
It is, yeah, I think people don't have a good understanding of kind of the economy of this. Like people are surprised to find out I have a real job and it's like, yeah, I'm not even anywhere close to being able to
No,
quit my real job. Like
no,
this is a
no.
labor of love, guys.
The only the only way that happens for me is if I get sponsors or I get brand partners, and that has just been something that I've never been able to do. So
That's so
I wish I.
surprising. Like you would think
Mhm.
condiments, like foods, it's an easy
Yeah,
partnership, you would think. You know?
I think it is, and it's like when I know from anecdotal information when I promote like say like a hot sauce from a small manufacturer, they'll be like, "You blew up our website because people
Hmm.
are ordering it." So I know that people, if I say something is good, they'll go check it out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like they'll do what I say, but it's just like if I'm genuinely excited about something that I'm eating and I don't play poker, I can't, fake that. They pick up on it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's been a little surprising to me that no brands have bothered knocking on the door, but here we are.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with brands, and I don't know, like I was just talking to this comedian who's like a big comedian. He has like tens of millions of followers, and he's kind of selling out like the Chicago theater. And I asked, like, you're
Wow.
gonna have a special on Netflix, and he's like, no, Netflix said no, turned me down. So I think like the real world just
Yep.
is not caught up with the power of social media and like this, millions of
Yeah,
translates to real world stuff. But
absolutely. And I think for me, it's like, how do you do it? How do you build this into something where you're not relying on brand deals and that sort of thing, which is what I do want to get to is like, this is its own thing. I don't need to worry about being accepted or rejected by whatever,
yeah,
a boar's head or whatever. So that's the ultimate goal is to get it to be like, it's its own thing.
yeah. All right, moving on with the playlist. What is a song that
Yeah.
people might be surprised to find out that you love?
I don't, I mean, most people who know me know that I've got kind of like eclectic taste. Like I said, I was a radio DJ. I was a college radio DJ, but I also worked at an independent record store. So I think if there were an opera, oh, I guess there is an opera song that I love, even though I do not like opera.
Okay, yeah.
And I
I
think
couldn't name
it
one
probably
opera
has,
song.
it's, Oh, Bambino Mio. And it was used in a Merchant Ivory film long time ago, back when Christine and I first started dating. And I think that memory association just makes me absolutely love it. It's a very short one, as you would imagine, because it's opera and I'm not into opera. Um, so I think that might be a surprise.
And Chrissy is your wife?
Yeah. Christine is well, hmm. we've been together 35 years.
Oh,
We're engaged for
oh,
7.
congrats.
Well, we're going to get around to it. We're going to get around to it. We're, we're slowly making our way to getting married.
All right, what does she think of all this? The sandwiches of history.
Hey, Christine, what do you think of all of this?
I love that you enjoy it so much.
She says, I love that you enjoy it so much. She's very supportive, absolutely supportive. It has taken over the kitchen. It'd be great if I had my own dedicated kitchen, dedicated food space, then it would be
Yeah,
brilliant. So it does intrude on daily life a bit, especially with the last year of touring. That was a big thing. So Christine has been, I would say, very supportive of it, even though it may sometimes be a little bit of a grating thing.
I get that.
Yeah. What?
It's not great.
It's not grating? Okay, I'm being told it's not grating.
What about, all right, what is
Yeah.
a song that you love that you introduced somebody to?
I don't know that there's a song, but I will say that my friend Bill was not, he knew of the Clash, but he only knew like Rock the Casbah and that kind of stuff. And because of my passion for the Clash, he now completely is into it and loves their catalog of music and looked into it and started listening to it. So it's less of a song, more of a band. But that definitely was and he was a college radio DJ himself. He was a club DJ. But the Clash was just like, oh yeah, I mean, they're cool. And then I'm like, no, you got to listen. You got to check this out. You got to check this out. He's like, oh wow. So I'm gonna go with a band instead of a song.
Yeah. What about the other way? What is a song that somebody introduced you to that you love?
Oh, well, again, my friend Bill, same guy, he introduced me to Daft Punk. And I forget what the first single off their Homework album was, but it was that. And I remember just like having my head explode figuratively, because it was just so different from everything I had heard, and it was so good. And I still love it. I love their entire album,
Yeah.
and several of their albums, but that one song was just like, oh, Defunk.
All right, what about what is the most recent song that you've fallen in love with?
Uh, This it's weird. So I use Apple Music, and I was playing their Discovery station, and they played this band called House Parties.
Hmm. Okay.
and the song is Something for the Pain. And it's catchy, it's jangly, and the lyrics are not what you would expect. And they're a band out of New York. I think they maybe put out 2 albums, 3 albums tops. But I love the song. There's a little goofiness to it, but I think it's pretty catchy, and I like it quite a bit.
All right, Barry. So the playlist is looking pretty good. We've got Rage Against the Machine, Pat Benatar. What do we need to plus this up? If you had to add one song on here to plus it up, what would you put?
Vapor Trail by Ride.
Hmm.
Um, really love early Ride stuff, and that song in particular is very meditative and relaxing and just awesome.
All right, Barry. Well, thank you so much for doing this. What do you have to promote right now?
Oh, well, thanks for having me on. Just basically Sandwiches of History every day at noon Pacific on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Reddit, Blue Sky, and Threads.
All right, Barry. Thank you
Just a
so
few
much.
platforms.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
You've heard the stories, now hear the songs. Go to wherever you listen to music, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and you can listen to today's guest's personalized playlist if you search for The Guest List with Patrick Hicks.